Okay, we are going to look at how to write the equation of a line when given the graph of a line. So the general equation of a line in slope-intercept form is given as y equals mx plus b. And I've got that right up here, where m will be the slope, and that tells you how steep the line is, also the rate of change, and also the rise over run, which we're going to use today. And b is the y-intercept of the line, and that is where the line crosses the y-axis. So actually that is where you should start. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and take what we have from the line and put it into that form. So let's start with the y-intercept, because all you have to do is locate where the line crosses the y-axis. And we can clearly see in this one it crosses at 2. So I'm going to start to make my equation. So I still haven't calculated my slope yet, but my y-intercept is 2, so I can substitute plus 2 in there. Now, for the slope, I'm going to use the rise over run. So what you want to do is you want to pick 2 points on the line that you're fairly confident in. So I like to pick points that land on the corners of the lines. And you can see here I have 2 points that I've highlighted here. So I'm just going to highlight them again. I'm going to use that point and that point. Now you can use any 2 points on the line, but you want to make sure you pick points that land on the corners of the graph, because those are the points that you wouldn't have to estimate what their decimal value is. So now you can do the next thing we're going to do either above or below the line. So what you want to do is you want to pretend you're taking a walk. So you're going to start from that first point there, and you're going to highlight, or you're going to walk until you're directly underneath that other point. And so what I want to do here, I want to count how many spaces I just went. So when I go back here and count, I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that right there, because I went horizontally, is my run. So I'm going to put 6 for my run. So remember, the run is your horizontal, and your rise is your vertical. So now I'm going to complete my triangle. From there, I'm going to go up, and I'm going to count the spots, 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be my rise. So that is my slope 3 over 6, but when it's a fraction, we want to reduce that fraction. So I reduce this to 1/2. And now I can substitute that in for my slope. And then there's the equation that represents that line. So we've got another example here. Let's look at this one here. Now right off the bat, I can tell that this one is going to have a negative slope because the line is going down to the right. So same thing, let's start with the y-intercept. So we can see here that the line crosses at -2. So I'm going to start there. I'm going to substitute -2 in for b. And now I'm going to identify 2 points that I'm fairly confident in. I'm going to actually, sorry about that, just going to zoom that back up for us. So I'm actually going to pick -2, and I'm going to pick this one here because I see that lands on a corner. But again, you could pick any 2 points. So again, let's go for that walk, right? So it doesn't matter which point you start on. So if I start up here, I'm going to highlight and I'm going to go down until I'm right across that other point I've chosen. Now that was vertical. Now when I go to do my slope here, I'm going to count, and I went down 2 spots, 1, 2, but because I went down is negative, so I'm going to put -2. And now I'm going to take my walk here. Now I went to the right, so the right is positive. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's my run. And again, this one doesn't reduce anymore. You could actually put a decimal in, but I like to leave the fraction. And so my completed line is going to be -2 over 5 for my slope, -2 for my y-intercept. Again, and that negative could also be placed on the 5 if you didn't want to place it on the 2, but you can only place it once. Sometimes people like to put it, like I'll just show you here. If you just want to put it right in the middle where that line is for the fraction, but that's up to you. Just don't put it twice there. So again, that's how you create the equation of a line in slope-intercept form, or y equals mx plus b form, you prefer that, when you are given a graph.